This is not a real counseling session. This video is for graduate practice only. So again, it is not a real video, a real counseling session. I have Mr. and Miss Capri here with me today.
Hi.
Mrs. Capri, Mr. Capri, how are you today?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I guess I'm okay.
You guys are okay?
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Capri, when you scheduled the appointment, and I spoke with you guys on the phone, you were talking about how you guys are not really connecting. You don't really have any intimacy. He's kind of over involved. He's always volunteering to work extra shifts and going out with the guys and not being at home for you and the baby, and you kind of feel like y'all just don't have it together. Did I understand everything correctly?
Yeah, we used to do date night. You know, every time he would get paid, we would do what we could now that we have a baby. So generally we would just go to dinner and then come back home and just watch movies, eat some popcorn. And now whenever he gets paid, he wants to go to Wild Country, which is a nightclub, a night country club with his guys from work. So he'd rather do that, and then he'll come home at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, pass out, and be totally uninvolved for the rest of the weekend. And then he goes back to work, and then I'll tell him around lunchtime, I'll have dinner ready when you get off work, and he's like, yeah, I'll be home at such and such time. And then he doesn't come home till 7 or 8 instead of 5 or 6 because he just happened to sign up for extra shift duty and didn't tell me.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that rather than coming home and helping you take care of the baby and acknowledging the fact that you're preparing dinner and having it ready, and on the weekends, when he gets paid, he'd rather go out and hang out with the guys.
Yeah.
Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Capri, could you, can you give us a little explanation why you feel like you need to pick up extra shifts at work and go out with the guys?
More money, and I need my time to myself sometimes.
Well, I need time to myself too. I'm at home with the baby all day, so why do you get to go out on the weekends? Why can't I go out
Because
one
I make the money and you don't.
So I'm just supposed to stay here
I give you the money
24/7?
to pay the bills, and then the rest is whatever we can do with.
Well, why not, instead of you going out with the guys every single weekend, why can't we take 2 weekends out of the month and do something together?
I don't know.
Because you're selfish. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. So, if we can maybe lay the baby down, or Counselor Tina hold the baby, and I need the two of you to kind of look at each other and kind of express. I need you to openly communicate with one another. So, here's what I would like is, Mr. Capri, I need for you to look at your wife, and Mrs. Capri, I need for you to look at your husband. Mrs. Capri, can you explain to your husband, Mr. Capri, exactly how it makes you feel that he'd rather go out and hang out with the guys than even come home and just hang out with you and the baby?
It kind of makes me feel like we're just here to keep you company.
Yeah, I get bored. I need people to talk to.
So, Mrs. Capri.
So you just want to talk to me about your baby, because once you get off work, you just...
You can't really talk right now.
But you don't hold him, you don't play with him. I sit here and I play with him all day, and then you come home and you want to get on and play video games instead of engaging with your son.
Mr. Capri, how does it, can I get you to repeat back to what your wife just said?
I ignore them, pretty much. That's just summarizing it.
No, what I need you to do is I need for you to repeat back exactly what she just said to you. Because we need to make sure that you are hearing.
See, the problem is he doesn't listen.
Okay.
He listens to an extent, but he listens to what he wants to hear.
Okay.
And then he's sarcastic about everything. So he can't repeat back what I just said because he wasn't fully listening.
Okay. So, Mrs. Capri, if I can get you to in a very short method, look at him and say exactly what it is that it makes you feel, and then ask him to repeat that back to you.
You make me feel like we're just here to keep you company. Can you please repeat what I just said?
You feel like I'm just here to keep y'all company.
No. I feel like we're here to keep you company.
That's exactly what I just
No,
said.
you just said that.
You feel like I'm here to keep y'all company, or keep me company.
Yeah. There you go. Now you got it right. Took you 3 times.
Okay.
Totally, dude.
Mr. Capri, can I get you to look at Mrs. Capri and in a very short sentence, explain to her why it is you are so disengaged with the family unit.
Just don't feel connected anymore.
Why though?
You got to repeat that back.
I just don't feel connected anymore. I don't know why.
Mrs. Capri, can I get you to repeat that back?
You just don't feel connected anymore.
So, when did this disconnect happen for you, Mr. Capri?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did it happen before the baby was born or after the baby was born?
I just don't know. Can't really answer that question.
So, Mr. Capri, what would it take to encourage you to be involved with the family unit again?
I really don't know.
I mean, I don't tell you you can't go out. I just ask that you don't do it every weekend, you know?
Okay. I can cut that down.
And I know we need the extra money, but you don't have to pick up extra shifts 3 nights a week. I mean,
Okay.
because I can't go take a bath without having to have him in there with me. I can't sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee without the baby crying and needing something. And when you're here, you're no help. You don't even change a diaper. I have to do it all. I'm pretty much a single parent doting off of you. So,
Mr. Capri,
Mm-hmm.
what I heard your wife say is that she pretty much feels like she's a single parent. How does that make you feel?
It's alright with me. She lives here. She's getting fed. She's alright.
but you helped make this baby. You helped
Correct.
make our son. So I don't know why you don't feel any kind of emotional attachment to him. You did while I was pregnant. You were so excited to be a dad. You helped set up the nursery. You wanted to go baby shopping. You were so excited to install the car seat. You put the car seat in the car when I was like 3 months pregnant. And now he's 2 months. And you don't want anything to do with him. So are you having second thoughts about this?
I can't tell you.
This is why we just don't have any conversations at home, because he's just like, I don't know, can't tell you. I don't have the answer you're looking for.
So, Mr. Capri, you're not even distant with the family. You're not even able to open up and have an honest dialect during counseling. This is a safe place. What's said here stays here.
Right.
So, is there something that you would like to share with your wife?
Not really.
Are you having an affair?
Nope.
Are you using any type of drugs or drinking?
No, not really.
Is it because since he's been born, I just haven't cared to have sex because I'm so exhausted all the time? Is that what this is?
I guess.
So let's talk about some strategies. So what is y'all's definition of intimacy?
My definition of intimacy, how I would like our intimacy to be, is just holding each other in some way. It doesn't have to be sexually. We don't have to be doing anything sexual, you know? just be cuddling on the couch, holding hands, but his version of intimacy is something sexual.
Okay. So, Mr. Capri, what is your definition of
Intimacy. I don't even know. It's romantic, I guess. I mean, sexual.
Okay.
Just stuff like that.
Okay. So both of you have a basic understanding of what intimacy is. However, intimacy is much more than just touching one another or sexual touching one another. Intimacy goes so far as the communication that the two of you have with one another. Because in order to have a good, intimate relationship inside the bedroom, you have to work on that relationship outside of the bedroom where you have that open communication, where you're helping one another. What are some strategies that either of you have tried to put the fire back into the relationship?
I always, try and have dinner ready for him. Sometimes I'll pour us each a glass of wine, light some candles, dim the, dining room lights, and then I'll put him to sleep so that way he's, napping for a good few hours while we can maybe eat dinner and cuddle and be my version of intimate with each other. But his whole thing is he wants to eat dinner, and then he's like, he'll start trying to, knack on me, and he'll be like, come on, let's take this to the bedroom, and then he just wants to have sex. And by, that end of the day, after I've dealt with a crying, screaming baby all day, I don't want to have sex, just want to cuddle and watch movies and go to sleep.
Okay. Mr. Capri. What have you tried to do to engage with your wife?
Well, she tells me to go get her ice cream in the midnights of the freaking hour when I'm trying to sleep, and I'll do that for her. I try to be romantic, but I just don't have it in me anymore.
Your version of romantic, after getting me ice cream as well, I just got you ice cream, so now just let me stick it in.
Okay. So, you really, what I'm hearing is there has been no actual engagement as far as trying to communicate with one another. In fact, what I'm seeing is that even now is that I see that your wife is tending to the baby, and you haven't even scooted over and put your arm around her or attempted to show any emotion that you even care about her or the baby. You're just sitting over there with your arms closed, which indicates that you're closed off to being here, that you're not open to accepting any type of encouragement or working on this relationship as far as trying to save it. Am I reading you correctly?
I mean, I guess.
Do you want to be in this relationship?
I mean, of course I do.
Well, then act like it. I told you it was either we get help and we try and, light a new fire in our relationship, in our marriage, and with this baby, or him and I are gone. Because I'm not being with someone who's so stuck up and selfish like you for the rest of my life. I could have anybody I wanted. And I chose you because I loved you and I wanted to be with you, and you don't act the same anymore. And I'm kind of over it.
Mr. Capri, how does that make you feel that she's pretty much given you an ultimatum? Does that...
It's her choice.
I mean,
she wants to go, she can go. I'm not going to keep her.
I put my college career on hold for you.
And whose fault is that?
It's partially mine, but had I not done it, we wouldn't be together.
Right. And you would have moved on and found someone else.
Well,
But
maybe that's
you-
what I should have done.
Probably should have.
So, are the two of you open to trying some new things
I mean, sure,
that doesn't involve sex?
sure.
I don't know if he just sat here and told me that maybe I should have gone to college and moved on over him. I mean, would you honestly want to be with someone who just told you that after you have a baby with them? Well, maybe you should have moved on. Maybe you shouldn't have, left college. Maybe you shouldn't have given up a $20,000 scholarship to be with me.
Well, Mrs. Capri, what happens sometimes when the couple becomes disengaged is that we have to find a way to get the two of you back on the same page and bring you back closer together, okay? So, and that's what y'all are here for, is to try to get that back together, right?
Yeah.
Correct, Mr. Capri?
Um,
Okay. So, here's what I would really like to see the two of you guys try just in the next week. Mr. Capri?
yes.
What I would like to see the two of you do you guys, you both obviously like the touching and the doing things for one another, correct? Do you like it when she touches you
Yes.
in a way other than sexual?
Yes.
Mrs. Capri?
He hardly ever touches me in a non-sexual way.
Okay. So you would like to do, so what we're going to do here is y'all's homework assignment for next week is I would like for y'all to get 3 jars. Okay? And in that jar, and it could be like a pickle container, you've eaten all the pickles out of, or something like that. And you're going to put things that you would like for the other person to do. So, for example, Mrs. Capri, if you would like for him to do the dishes for 3 days out of the week, okay, you can put that in there. All right? And then, Mr. Capri, if you would like for her to give you a foot rub 3 times a week, you can put that in there.
Okay.
All right? And then you're going to have one that says theirs, which is both of y'all's, which are some things that the two of you can do together. So let's say that Mrs. Capri would like to go on a picnic together
Okay.
on Saturday afternoon. Then y'all get to go on a picnic together, if that's what is pulled out. Y'all take turns pulling out of theirs. If he puts in there, going hiking, you're going to have to go hiking, because those are things that y'all can do together. Okay? So, I would like for you guys to do this, and you're gonna draw from hers.
Okay.
She's gonna draw from yours, and y'all can flip a coin to who's gonna pull out of the one for theirs.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? Or put in the things that the two of you used to like to do together. Okay? Like watching a movie, or going for a walk, or going to the mall and getting a cookie and making fun of people walking in the mall. Okay? So that way you can start, building that intimacy and becoming more engaged with one another.
Okay.
You think the two of you could do that for next week?
I can try. I don't know if he can attempt that.
Yeah, I could try.
You can try.
Yeah.
Also, the last assignment that I would like for the two of you to do is I would like for you, because, as a Christian counselor, I do involve the Bible. I do want you guys to read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4 through 7. And I want the two of you to openly discuss what it means to you. And be prepared to discuss that when you come into your counseling session next week. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, how do you guys feel about having been able to tell one another how you feel? How do you feel?
I mean, it's the same stuff I tell him every day, every week. So I don't feel any different telling him this at the house than I do here.
Okay.
Maybe it's just maybe a third, party can help.
Okay. And Mr. Capri, how do you feel?
I'm tired.
How do you feel things went today, sir?
I guess they went well. I mean, there's changes that need to be made, and we can probably try to make it happen. If not, I don't know.
Okay. How does it make you feel that you may be losing your family if you don't make some changes?
It feels like crap, but that's what she needs, makes her happy, and that's whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the two of you coming in today, and I would like to see you guys put those things into practice for next week. And does Sundays at 2 work for you guys?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next Sunday at 2, and I hope everything goes well for you, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.